decision making we are taking, and the second session actually of the decision making session that I'm taking with you guys on the Unacademy YouTube channel. And I hope you enjoyed yesterday's session, and this will be a continuation to yesterday's session. So I already talked about the basics. So Tanay is talking about Magnus Carlsen and this thing, knowing about my predisposition and my interest in chess. So yeah, I mean, great players. Both these guys are Ding Liren as well as Magnus Carlsen, and difficult to say. I mean, just because of one tournament, you can't say that. Then and I'm good. And how are you doing? And Likith, welcome to the class. Vivek, welcome to the session, and everybody else, welcome to the session here. So we are starting off with the session, and we already done these two questions yesterday. So yeah, so we had read this case. So there's two more questions on this case. If you remember the case, the basic information in the case was basically that she wanted to start this rollover ice cream. Uh, she wanted to start this rollover ice cream franchise in uh, Warangal, and there was some quantitative data which, although they have not used that quantitative information, that quantitative data in this case, in terms of the questions that they've asked. So the company wanted the franchisees to invest 20 lakhs, 700 square feet. Profit were to be shared in 3:7 ratio. But Divya was wondering whether 20 lakhs was sufficient, was too much to invest. And they have given the Hyderabad franchisee sales and profit margin. So the Hyderabad franchisee, you can assume, is earning profit between 1.25 lakhs to 1.8 lakhs. 5 lakh revenue, 25% profits would mean 1.25 lakhs profit. 6 lakh revenue, 30% profit means 1.8 lakh profit. So Divya decided to go ahead. And then you have the other aspects of this. Hi Akshay, welcome to the class, and hello Likith, welcome. Good evening to you. And Warangal had three main areas: Kazipet, Janga, and Warangal. And Kazipet was the high market area, business area, and had educational institutions there. Whereas Janga was the lower middle class area, and Warangal was it was the upgrowing area, but lower middle class business area, typical to most cities, right? And Warangal, on the other hand, was a residential area, right? And she wanted to go for Kazipet. That's what the cases said. But the problem with Kazipet is that the rentals are very high, and but Divya was not in favor of Jonga, and all those things are given here. So let's look at the third question in this. What could be the most likely reason for Divya opting for Kazipet? So why would she opt for Kazipet? Can you take a call about this option? Why would she opt for Kazipet here? Which option will you take? Yes, high density of college students is attracting customers. Tanay, that's not an option here. Likit says one. See, one is no banded outlets like to come up in Janga in the near future. One, if you look at it, it's why she will not go for Janga. Not we are looking for a positive reason for Kazipet, not a negative reason for Janga. We're looking for this. So most of you think it is five. Now this is a very very good question. The correct answer here is four, and it's got a very strong logic why it's four. Five is very attractive. High percent of teenagers in Kazipet attracted to rollover ice cream. And this is talking about the college going crowd. Let me explain this to you. What mindset they want, and these are official answers, so we can't argue against the answers. So we have to understand what they wanted you to look at. Who's a teenager? Acha, before I go to who's a teenager, if I ask you this question, ki, uh, if I ask you this question, ki who, I mean, not who, but what do you think about the price of rollover ice creams? Are they, based on the case, what is your opinion about the price of rollover ice creams? Are they cheap ice creams or expensive ice creams? What do you think? Cheap or expensive? Expensive, right? ठीक है? Now, if they're expensive ice creams, who will buy them? Who will purchase? People with money, right? Now, just see the subtleness in which they have trapped people. Most people marked five as the answer here. Now tell me, who's a teenager? What age is a teenager? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And what is the age of the college going crowd? Yes, exactly. No money between this age, especially in this age. You're going to school and you're coming back. How much pocket money do you have to go and buy expensive ice creams? Who's the college going crowd? 18 to 22, 24. What is the disposable income of these people? Higher, definitely. So, what's going to happen here is that if you look at this age group, inside this age group, she is interested only in these upper end people because they are customers, they are people who can buy. Whereas people going to college onwards have higher disposable income than what school kids have. They have higher disposable income, they also have the freedom to move to ice cream parlors after college. These people don't have freedom. How do they travel? How does a 13, 14-year-old boy travel, the boy or girl travel to school and come back? And how much time does he or she have to go back from or come out of school, go to ice cream parlor, eat an ice cream, and then go home, right? So this crowd, although they are attracted, even if they are attracted to the ice creams, they are not going to be her customers. She is taking a pure financial decision, and hence the key age group that is going to be a decision making factor for her is going to be 18 onwards. 13 से 17 वाले जब आएंगे तो आएंगे वो पेरेंट्स के साथ शाम को आके खा के जाएंगे. They will not be eating out of school. So this is like saying, hi Shubham, welcome to the session. So this is like saying that tribals in Jharkhand are attracted to Mercedes cars. So you should are attracted to Mercedes cars. So you should open a Mercedes showroom in the jungles. What kind of logic is that? Does it fit? It does not. And that's the reason why option 5 does not work. High percentage of teenagers are attracted to rollover ice cream. Does not fit a sale. It is not going to uh, it is not going to help her sell. Good to hear that, Shashwat. So that you got this notification when you came in. Hopefully, I'll be able to make it worth your while. So this is the reason why option 4 is the right answer here. Let's look at the next question. Which is the most important decision criterion for Divya to consider in such a business situation? These are all questions, and you can see each of the questions, except I think of the 5 questions we have done, only the fourth one had a very close answer. Otherwise, scoring marks in this exam is going to be in this section. As far as you know the mindset through which you are going to score or solve, scoring marks should not be such a big issue here. So, which is the most important business criterion? So, Likhit talks about 3 here. Any other option that you would like to think of as a substitute option? Is there anything else apart from 3? It is very clearly this, because if there is a consistent increase in the number of customers in the future, when you enter a business by investing 20 lakh rupees, what is your primary concern? Your primary concern is to make sure that the money you are investing gets into a business which is going to give you long term returns. If there's a consistent increase in the number of customers in the future, then that is guaranteed. Returns are guaranteed. Availability of space in a premium locality, it's a consideration, but the question is most important decision criterion. Be very clear about the question. The question is asking for the most important business criterion, most important decision criterion. The question is very clear. You have to read the questions clearly. So availability of space in premium locality is also a reason why you'll go to premium locality, or you will look at it's part of your decision criterion, but it's not the most important part. Most important is the most long term, and also something that fits your long term requirements in the situation. Right? Let's look at the next case. 7 to 9. Sanchit Group of Hospitals seeks to improve the success rate and patient satisfaction rate by 100% in the next year. However, the management can't afford to send doctors for professional development outside the country, nor afford purchasing more equipment. So what is the objective here? The objective for such a group of hospitals is clearly stated in the first line. Success rate has to improve and patient satisfaction rate has to improve by 100% in the next year. But what is the constraint? The constraint is financial. They don't have enough money to either buy equipments nor send doctors for professional development. As an in-house measure, the Managing Board thought of having doctors with high patient satisfaction to mentor those with less. So they try to create a measure or a measure through which they can achieve what they wanted to without having to spend too much money. Most of the doctors found it interference by the management, judgmental, and expression of distrust. So people have not, the doctors have not taken this very kindly. You are getting us mentored by our colleagues, and it's too much of interference, it's judgmental, and a distrust expression. There were, however, some isolated few who found it a novel way of learning from each other. So there were some people who were in favor of this. The doctors felt the management should instead increase consultancy fees and spend more on recruiting more paramedics who could spend time with patients rather than blame doctors, and decided to call it quits. So this is what the doctors are feeling. This is new. They are feeling that they should increase consultancy fees and and recruit paramedics who could spend time with patients. And if you spend time with patients, automatically satisfaction grows. For the management, this would mean loss of patients. Why would it mean loss of patients? Because you are increasing consultancy fees and doctors are not taking care of the patients, paramedics are taking care of the patients. That's the reason. So that's the case. Now again, this is consider the following actions. Consider the following actions is what is being talked about. So before you read the actions, you should first look at what is the reason for looking at these actions. So which of the following sequence of actions is most appropriate for the hospital administration in achieving their goal? So what is the goal? Patient success rate has to go up, patient satisfaction rate and success rate has to go up. Following sequence of actions is most appropriate for hospital administration in achieving the goal. So since this is a multiple option case, your focus in such a case should essentially be on trying to find out whether you can actually eliminate any one of them, any one of the options. So you're trying to see whether any of the options can get eliminated here. So read the examples here, or read the courses of action and try to see whether you can eliminate anyone. कि ये तो नहीं करना चाहिए हम लोग को. Tell me if you can see anyone. Four should not be done. Because what will 4 do? What will 4 do? I am talking about what will not be done. 4 is design differential service packages based on the affordability of the patients. If you do that, what will happen to the satisfaction rate of the patients who are not paying so much money? उनका satisfaction तो गिर जाएगा ना. So 4 should not be part of the solution. That's very clear. And run a brainstorming session among the leading doctors. Now, the key word यहाँ पे leading doctors of the area. प्रॉब्लम हॉस्पिटल के अंदर हो रहा है, तुम उस एरिया के डॉक्टर्स के बीच में you are running a brainstorming session. Is this relevant at all? The problem is inside the hostel, inside the hospital, and you are running a brainstorming session among the leading doctors of the area. Stupidity, right? But if you look at 1, 2, 3, so 4 and 5 should not be part of the answer. Why? Why? What will leading doctors? It's like saying एक कॉलेज में टीचिंग अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है और टीचिंग में टीचर्स और मैनेजमेंट में कोई दिक्कत हो रहा है तो तुम एक ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग सेशन करते हो उस एरिया के टीचर्स के लिए. दिल्ली में कॉलेज है उसमें there's a problem between the management and the teachers, and so what you do is all the teachers of that area of Delhi, you're doing a brainstorming session with them. So that's the thought here which will eliminate 4 and 5. And these kind of course of action में एक दो चीज eliminate हो गया, 5 eliminate हो गया तो 1, 5, 3 eliminate हो गया, 5, 4, 2 eliminate हो गया, 4 eliminate हो गया तो 4, 2, 1 and 4, 5, 2 eliminate हो गया. 1, 2, 3 has to be the answer. And if you look at it from the positive angle also, conduct a survey of all stakeholders and ascertain their needs and suggestions. It's a valid thing to do. Build consensus amongst doctors and paramedics. See, the doctors and paramedics are the two people who are shouting about interference, etc. So building consensus amongst them will improve things. I'll just come to Joseph's question. And prepare an action plan that details the roadmap along with financial implications. So this is also a good thing to do in this situation. Now, 4 mein, Joseph says 4 will increase customer base like providing different options, affordable options. Please remember what the question is. The question is, which of the following sequence of actions is most appropriate for the hospital administration in achieving their goal? What goal are they trying to achieve? हॉस्पिटल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन कौन सा गोल अचीव करना चाह रहा है? व्हाट इज द गोल ऑफ द हॉस्पिटल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन? इज इट टू इंक्रीज पेशेंट्स? इज इट टू इंक्रीज कस्टमर बेस? दिस इज देयर गोल. Success rate and patient satisfaction rate. Right? So be very clear. See, this is the difference that I was talking to you about between the decision making perspective of solving a case and the decision making perspective and the RC perspective. RC perspective में you can think about कि अच्छा ये करने से patient बढ़ जाएंगे. But is that part of the decision, as I told you, is taken with an objective? There's always an objective, and the objective is prime in the decision taking process. Is the prime mover of the decision. It's why you take the decision. Right? Next question. Which of the following decisions is most likely to satisfy all the stakeholders? So before you answer this question, you have to ask yourself, who are the stakeholders? Who are the stakeholders? Okay, Rishabh is taking me back to the previous question. Let's go back to that. For point 4, people who are paying more will have to pay less now. Won't their satisfaction go up after that? Now you tell me, Rishabh, if you are going to a hospital, let's say for any treatment, and that hospital tells you if you pay this much money, then we'll give you this package. And if you pay this much money, we'll give you this package. Like you go to a hall, cinema hall, and they say you buy a ticket for 1,000 rupees and we'll give you this premium lounge. And you buy a ticket for 300 rupees and we'll give you this normal seats. Now, in treatments, do you want to hear that? When you're getting treated for a health issue, Do you want to hear that? When do people go to a hospital to get treated? When there's something serious happening. Nobody goes to a hospital for a common cold, right? So that's the problem with this case. ठीक है ना? So this is the reason why 4 will not be part of it. And so 4 से क्या होगा कि जो afford नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, they will feel that this hospital is not for us. And the satisfaction rate, even though they might not say anything, the satisfaction rate will always go down. Yes. So who are the stakeholders? As Likhit says very correctly, it's the doctors, the paramedics, the management, and the patients. Yes. So if you especially the management is taking the decision, so they have to make sure that they take the decision for the doctors, the paramedics, as well as the patients. Right? So which one will you take? Which one will you take? Now, increase the income of doctors and number of paramedics. This will satisfy all the doctors. But is it doing anything for the paramedics? No. Is it doing anything for the patients? No. Maybe obliquely it is doing something for the patients, that they will get more time from the doctors. So this is not doing that. पैरामेडिक्स के लिए कोई भी आप इसमें सेटिस्फैक्शन के लिए कुछ नहीं कर रहे हो पैरामेडिक्स के लिए, जस्ट इंक्रीजिंग द नंबर, राइट? Give 30% discount on medicines purchased from the hospital store. This is only going to satisfy customers, the patients. No, the question is very clear. You want to satisfy all the stakeholders, right? 4 takes care of all the stakeholders. You are increasing the income of doctors, so doctors will be happy. You're increasing the income of paramedics, so paramedics will be happy. And you're increasing the ambience of the hospital, so this will also satisfy customers, right? इसमें अगर देखोगे 1 में, तो you are taking care of doctors and patients, but you're not taking care of the paramedics. So 4 will financially strain the management, that's fine. But the question is not talking about finances here and whether you can do it or not. The question is very clear. You are looking at satisfying the stakeholders. If it had said will satisfy the stakeholders without giving more money, तो हो सकता है कि ये ऑप्शन नहीं सही होता, because you will have to spend quite a bit for this. But वो पार्ट नहीं है इस केस में. Again, that's how decision making is different from reading comprehension. Last question for today. Given the current situation, which of the following is the most interactive and effective way to increase the learning among paramedics and doctors? So get a fix on the case. Wait for a minute or two. Wait for 15 seconds. Understand what the case is asking. You're looking for the most interactive and effective way. To do what? To increase the learning among paramedics and doctors. Increase the learning. Yeah, 4 is the best scenario for the specific question asked. if they had changed the question into कि resources limitation देखना etc. तो difficult है. तो इसमें बताओ कौन सा हट रहा है 1 2 3 4 5 में which ones can you remove? Objective is increase the learning, and the second part of the objective is the process should be interactive and effective. ठीक है. देखो 2 is removed completely. आप अगर अकाउंटेबिलिटी फ्रेमवर्क बनाओगे, प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट स्टैंडर्ड्स सेट करोगे, तो इसमें इंटरेक्टिव क्या है? There is no interactive aspect in this, so 2 is removed. So 2 is not working, right? Get doctors and paramedics with high satisfaction rates, document the success story for use of others. इससे हो सकता है कुछ हो, मतलब ट्रांसफर होगा इंफॉर्मेशन, बट अगेन दिस इज नॉट इंटरैक्टिव. सो one will achieve part of the goal. Increase learning तो होगा इससे. Will one increase the learning? The answer is yes. जिन डॉक्टर्स का हाई सेटिस्फैक्शन रेट्स है, उनका सक्सेस स्टोरीज अगर तुम सुनोगे तो तुमको फायदा तो होगा. ठीक है, तो 1 will be under consideration, 3 will be under consideration. Also, ask doctors and paramedics with high satisfaction rate to give lectures to others before start of work. This will also increase the learning. Increase learning hoga, but again not interactive. Yes, exactly, not interactive. So 1 3 में increasing the ये part of this thing, increasing the learning हो रहा है, but other things are not happening. 4 can be removed directly. इसमें तो कोई इंटरेक्शन नहीं है, और you are also telling people to spend their own money. Are people going to spend their own money to do this? What the hospital wants? Obviously not. But if you look at 5th, you create groups. This is done very often in these institutions, all kinds of institutions. You create groups and ask them to discuss every day. So when they discuss, a lot of information flows, a lot of learning happens across in an informal situation. So very clearly, again, 5th is best. 1 3 also give you the delivery of increase in learning, but they are not the most interactive and effective way. So in hindsight, what we are looking at is we are trying to look at a very clear perspective on what is, you need to get a clear fix on what the case is asking you, right? So once you get a fix on that, you will start seeing the answers very clearly. So as a follow-up to what I've done in these 2 sessions, I'll try to take at least one more session on decision making so that I can complete this paper on YouTube. Otherwise, I'll be doing it on special class, so you can attend that also on Unacademy. Otherwise, what I would suggest is that you have to, as I've told you earlier already, you have to do the last 10 12 years of decision making questions. Every question you have to understand how to think to get to the right answer that they have given there, and then try to cluster things around in your mind to start saying, okay, these kind of cases have to be dealt with this mindset and so on. Right? So I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I think I'm done with the time, and I think I'll have to vacate the channel now. There might be somebody else scheduled after 5:30. So thanks a lot for attending, and look forward to seeing doing more of this for you, and wish you all the best for your XAT endeavors and everything else that we need to do. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Thanks a lot. I hope I was able to add perspective to your thinking. Chalo, bye bye.